Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the free to play. So I just got done, as I love to do, recording an episode that I'm not going to release. It started out with me just summarizing my Clan v Clan progress. So while I am at the bottom of my clan has been performing super well, and we are looking good going into only 4 hours left. So we'll see, but um, really happy with my clan's progress in Clan v Clan, but my score for my free to play account is a little low. That's mostly to do with just I had work both days of Clan v Clan, didn't really have time to pump out repeated rewards, and I've done a ton of focus on my main account, as you can see here, putting up 330,000 points. So um, that's taken quite the toll on my performance on the free to play because that's been my priority. I've just been doing free to play on my phone. So, uh, what ended up happening is I got the idea about 5 minutes into the video where I was like, let's rebuild Armiger. And so I walked you all through the process of rebuilding my Armiger. What I ended up with is 183 speed, 105 crit rate, 130 crit damage, 195 accuracy, with which I'm happy about, 2,000 defense. And then I went with an HP chest on him because I was afraid he would be too squishy with anything else. Um, I have put enchants onto his gear to try and get more speed out of it. We went with stone skin boots to get the HP boost right here. And then I started him in Fire Knight with middling results. I just don't quite have the champions I would really want to be able to assist Armiger in this fight. Um, I'm lacking more multi-hit attacks. The biggest thing that I'm running into is, and I was able to successfully clear 17. Stage 18 is going to be harder. Stage 19 will be the hardest because Armiger is going to be weak affinity there and will be less likely to get that turn meter down, which is the whole reason I'm going with him. If I can get to stage 20, though, it would be a lot easier. And of course, that's the stage that you want to be farming at. Real quick, though, we'll do... Actually, so this is the team I ended up going with. um, I brought Coffin Smasher in because we needed help getting that shield down. I went with Kale because he has the multi-hit A3, but to be honest, it's on such a big cooldown, it didn't matter much. I think we'll be better off with Sun Wukong's bigger AoE nukes for the waves. The waves are kind of the biggest problem because when you bring Armiger, you don't really have much to do with the waves. Let's get one of the crowd control guys down. I know we're not going to clear that wave, but we want to try and... I mean, I really would love to bring both of my nukers, but I just can't get it to work. Now, this should do a ton of... Yeah, I was like, this should be able to clear the wave. We'll lower their turn meter here. These are warlords, right? They look like... no, they could be Vrasks. I think they're Vrasks. Yeah, warlord's like gray. Okay. So we may have to take a hit here. And if we take a hit here, I think we're going to be in trouble. Although, Coffin Smasher is getting a ton of repeated attacks here from his Relentless gear. We do want to take... We don't want Nethril to crowd control or stun us. And then I can turn meter them again. And maybe she can turn meter. Yep, that should do it. Now, obviously, this is on manual, which is not the ideal scenario. I would want one that could be able to do automatic, but I'm also just kind of checking proof of concept and trying to show you the value here. Now, the biggest weakness that I have, as you can see, is breaking down this shield. I am going to do turn meter here because I really need Armiger to get in here real quick. We're going to use the A1 from Ursula to get just a little bit of turn meter advantage. And then Armiger comes in and brings it down. But I don't think we're going to make enough progress here. I will do the decreased defense. Armiger's just not quite fast enough. That decreased speed really bites for us. I think Coffin Smasher is a little too slow as well. But if we get lucky and Coffin Smasher can get a second turn, it kind of mitigates some of the problems. So here we go. We're at a little bit more of a head start. We're just using Sun Wukong to do damage here. Get some extra turn meter control here. Get decreased defense on there. Extra turn meter out of Ursula. It's not much, but it helps. Coffin Smasher just coming in, doing work, getting those extra turns. And that's what Armiger does. That's the key behind Armiger. Now, ideally, I would have him... he's not fully mastered. If I could get him... What I might need to do is get him in some counterattack gear as well. If we can get an extra turn... Nope. I still think we might. Yeah, because he's going to get a turn here. This might be where we turn the tide. If Ursula can land her turn meter, she didn't. There, we get to use Deacon's turn meter control now. Decreased defense, and then Armiger. You're just using Armiger's A1 in this concept, guys. Armiger's whole thing here is to just keep that turn meter down. Now, obviously, we're not. We're in auto, or we're in manual, rather. You would want this to be on auto for farming purposes, but I'm showing you guys the concept here. Now, you may have a better team that could do this. I tried it with Apothecary instead of Ursula. I do think he's a good choice here. And I might want to build an Apothecary that's solely in Relentless. And I might genuinely want to switch the Relentless gear. Or what would make more sense would be some counterattack gear on the Armiger so that he can get extra hits in. Well, no, we would want Relentless. Relentless would actually be more logical. So what I think we need to do to get maximum kind of viability out of this team, right? What I think we need to do is get Apothecary, or no, we can stick with Coffin. It makes more sense with Coffin Smasher. It really does. So if I use Coffin Smasher, because he's just easier to keep alive than Apothecary, but Apothecary can bring increased speed, which would make it easier. It's interesting which one. I think Apothecary might ultimately be the better choice, But what I was going to say is getting Apothecary, basically a specific Apothecary build for Fire Knight that is very focused on him in counterattacks. So that when he gets that turn that he just did, the Fire Knight that is, we get to counterattack and get those 3 hits right away for free, right? So then the shield takes fewer hits. Because the problem is I can't manual... The AI in the game isn't smart enough to wait. So all I can do is say, hey, prioritize using this. So I can say, Ursula, only use your A1. Armiger, only use your A1. But everybody else, I can't really mitigate what they're... Or, you know, I can't... Like, Deacon could use his turn meter control with the shield up, right? And then use the decreased defense with the shield up, which is a single hit instead of the double hit. You know, it's like finding a way to make this auto is a little bit of a challenge. And it's not Armiger's fault. It's more so the fault of the team concept. But I did just progress 2 stages in dungeons tonight on Fire Knight just off of Armiger. Now, I did have to manual it, but you can definitely make that team work, or make a team work with what I have. Maybe even Venomage has to come in. But you can make a team work with what I have. It just takes a little bit of extra finagling. I'm just looking to see if she had any multi-hitter or turn meter control. So, just given the champions I have, the best bet is kind of what I was saying. I could possibly do, especially on this stage right here, the Magic Affinity stage. That's going to be rough. So I'd want to bring in... Yeah, it's... Coffin Smasher would be the best choice because he would have the most survivability in this stage. Or sorry, no, I'm thinking of a different stage. Sorry. So Armiger gets hit pretty hard here, and Sun Wukong is going to be at increased risk for weak hits. So I might need to bring in, for this one, bring in Kale instead. I'm not going to do this progression here on the video, but I did kind of want to demonstrate to you guys like what it looks like when I'm progressing. Now here we go. We've got a Force Affinity. Let's bring... I don't know why I would be bringing... What is the team setup here for Spider? I don't understand why I'm bringing Kale. Oh, I am... So wait, who do I... So... Oh, Armiger. We need to bring in Armiger here. I am also going to keep Geo. Do I want to bring in UDK for this? I think I do. Because we don't have waves. Yeah, we'll bring in UDK. Whoops. Okay. If I was to do team setup, I am going to tell Armiger, hey, don't use Lay to Rest. And everything else makes sense. We're basically going to ignore the spiders. All right. I'm going to manual it because now the spiders will always target UDK, which is why I brought him in. The question is, do I want to kill the spiders and get new ones? I think I do. That did not work. I will need to bring Ursula, but see, Ursula's not going to be consistent with the revive. What will work is Ray freezing all the spiders, though. But yeah, we're trying to prevent that from happening right there. The big hit from the spider. You're trying to keep the spider crowd controlled the whole time. However, I could build my UDK a little better and get more resistance out of him. If I get a really high resist UDK, then because the poisons are the problem. Obviously, him getting hit isn't ideal. Like, he was taking a lot of damage, but the poisons are the bigger issue in the long run because he can heal that back up with his shield. Yeah. Well, I have some work to do, but I am pleased with Armiger's build. And he, as you saw, he's able to control the spider. It's the spiderlings that are the problem. What I think I would like to do for to deal with the spiderlings. You know what? I don't think Geo actually makes the cut here. I think we go, let's try this. We're at 18 minutes. We got time. All right, let's try this. So this team concept is all about controlling the spider and killing the spiderlings like that. Maybe we just don't have the damage for the spiderlings, it seems. Yeah. We just don't have the damage I would need. I need more crowd control. I'll try manualing this here. We also lose our decreased attack on the spiders without Ursula. Yeah, we need to build our UDK better. Yeah, in order for this, I need higher resist and a better built Ultimate Death Knight to really make this build pop. Or I need crowd control for the spiders. Without a way to tame the spiders, it doesn't matter. And also Armiger's resist is now too, or accuracy is becoming too low. But that is the concept of the team. I just need to make some tweaks to get better results out of it. Might even consider down the line if we don't get a better, until we get Cold Heart, basically. Or an AoE stun. We might consider Soul Bond in a stun set. And turning off the A2. So just using stun set and then getting the turn meter reduction out of the A3 as a potential option. Also, once Armiger gets masteries, he'll be better suited for that fight. What is the percent chance on... It's 35% chance on Husk Stun. I don't think that's consistent enough. So let's look at Ray. 50% chance of freezing. It's pretty darn good. Ooh. Ray is all AoE. I was not aware of that. I think we could be able to do... Once we build Ray, I think that changes things quite a bit. I think we use Ray instead of Kale. So then we get crowd control, but also we just can kill the spiders better, too. And we get a much faster aura. 33% speed in dungeons versus 19% speed. So that's going to get Armiger going faster. I do have to wonder, though, would it not just be... No, because the spider healing is a big issue. So you still want Armiger to prevent the spider from healing. Once you have the spiderlings under control, then it's the spider. Then the big issue becomes the spider healing, and you can just prevent that with turn meter control from Armiger until you get Cold Heart, who would just make both these bosses super easy. But I did want to show you guys Armiger's kind of value as a turn meter control champion. This is also a champion that can provide value in areas like Doom Tower bosses that you would want to have turn meter control on, making sure that they don't get their turns, like Scarab boss, Nether Spider even. Actually, Nether Spider, does she do stuff if you turn meter control her? I can't remember, but Armiger does have a lot of value when it comes to turn meter control. Now, on my main account, before I got Allure, I had Armiger as my turn meter control up through 20. But I had a better team built around him. I had Valkyrie for counterattacks. I also had Cold Heart for the quad hitter and the extra turn meter control. So when you put Cold Heart and Armiger together, you can get a lot of turn meter control. And that basically made it so I would take usually one initial hit, and then I wouldn't get hit again, and they would just keep on getting their attacks, or an ally attacker even. So one option that we do have for Fire Knight, at least, is potentially building out Morag here. Now, it's not super efficient because it's only 2, but Morag could definitely, with a double hitter and teaming up with 2 random allies, if you're bringing multiple multi-hitters, Morag could be the solution. Especially, what is the cooldown on it? 3-turn cooldown. So, let me double check that. No. Okay. So it's a 4-turn cooldown. So, pretty hefty cooldown on it. But definitely an option. And as my roster gets stronger, more options will start to open up, as well as utilizing champions with relentless gear and things like that. I was thinking maybe Apothecary with 1 set of retaliation gear, followed by well, much more speed. He's super slow. 137, yeah. He's not built, but and then so building him super fast with relentless gear and retaliation gear, so that we can turn off the heal. So all we're doing is looking to get this increased speed and turn meter out, and then hitting with the multi-hitter as much as we can. So that's one thought that I've had. So but yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little bit longer. Honestly, I started tonight without really anything to talk about, and then we built the Armiger, and we've got him in play now. So I do think that he's going to help me on my faction wars quite a bit, because Sacred Order, I now have 260s in, right? We've got Deacon, and we've got Armiger now. So I don't know the holdup on my Sacred Order. It's my second most progressed team, but I do think he would help with controlling some more some of the other enemy champions, as well as potentially controlling the boss, which will be a big deal for progression. So all right, well, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.